When I was coming of age in my 20s and I was trying to figure out life and figure out what it means to get my independence and to make the most out of my life, basically, I came to the conclusion that the bottom line is you can't outthink the fact that you got to work to make money. Unless you were just born wealthy, the average person, including me, you got to work to make money. And you can spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of scheming to try to get around work. And you're actually going to work harder to not work. Your life's going to be harder if you avoid working. And I saw many of my friends try to get rich quick. I saw some people who just refuse to work and stay in an immature mindset. And all of their lives are harder, not easier. And I had to come to this conclusion myself. For me, even though I always had a desire to work to make money, obviously no one likes to work, right? So I just kind of always got over the fact that, look, you got to feel pain. Okay. I will say the longer you stay in the workforce, the more credible and valuable you are, the higher you move up, the easier it gets and the more money you make, right? But it takes a while to get there. So 10 years more, but one day at a time. But I'm saying that to say, one is it's a real thing that you feel. It's a real thing that you feel not to want to work. Okay? It's real. But it's also a real thing to be broke and to get older and to be broke. I saw a lady today. She had to be in her late 60s living in her car. And she had the opportunity to live with her daughter, but her daughter was just wasn't a healthy situation. I felt bad for her, but I don't know her whole situation because you never know all sides of the story. But either way, I focus on what I've learned. I've learned that I've seen people sleep in their vehicles or in an office, not because they want to live the nomad life, but because they're too broke to get an apartment or do something. And they're trying to do everything not to work. An entrepreneur is the most risky and under rewarding job. Most businesses fail. You don't make money. And you got to remember, what I've learned in life is most people who can't hold a regular job, they're horrible door dashers because they don't understand business, which is you got to make deliveries. You got to feel pain. It's the same process of going to the gym. You can't get around it. It sucks. Even people who love physical fitness, no one likes going to the gym. No one. Okay. Once you get there, you get in a rhythm, just like work, just like anything. Now in life, you can make it easier, like as you used to feeling, I got to get used to feeling pain. And you got to remember the pain of regret is greater than the pain of discipline. You got to remember the pain of poverty is greater than the pain of showing up. Now, over time, you can change, I wouldn't say careers necessarily, but you can definitely move around the workforce wisely by giving your 2-week notice and gracefully transitioning to another job. You can change working fields. You can do your business on the side. I've done all these things. And you can incrementally and once in a while take a big step to change the quality of life, your work-life balance, and, gradually kind of get more independent. But if you avoid paying your dues, you're not going to have the discipline to be independent. Like I say, guys, if you don't have the discipline to show up to a regular job, and then you think you're going to like DoorDash or Uber, you're not going to take enough deliveries to make money. And you don't even understand the science. Like no matter how great you are as a DoorDasher, there's a ceiling of $30,000 to $50,000 a year if you're killing it. And most people are not killing it. Certainly, so now look, again, you can figure out how to live in poverty. You can figure out how to eat $5 a day in food, how to only drive using $5 a day in gas. Right there is $10 a day. So if you spend $10 a day, 10 times 30, there's 30 days in a month. That's $300 just by like surviving. Doesn't include insurances, phone bills, etc. So you could figure out, guys, if you really worked hard at it, you could figure out how to live in poverty. Now it gets harder as you get older. In your 20s and 30s, you can play that game. But, you get sick, hurt, or injured, or you have a major issue like you need a new car, or you have a major health, then it's different. But like I said, guys, you're going to put a lot of effort into doing nothing. Because then if you do nothing too, don't forget now your time, you're doing nothing. And it's okay. Like I say, guys, see, in my 40s, I can say, look, I can see myself fully independent and retired, but I know how to manage my time. You say, well, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep in my van or sleep in my house. Though, to me, in my experience, those are the most depressed people I've ever met in my life. I'm not saying you should work 80 hours a week till you die. I think you should try to retire early or do what you love. But I think you got to learn to manage your time, because someone who can't manage their time and sleeps all day to me is like the same person who quits their job and becomes a gig economy worker and doesn't accept enough deliveries. They don't understand you got to feel pain in life to get what you want and to live the best you can. You always feel better when you get out of the gym. You always feel better when you get your direct deposit. You always feel better when you do something you don't want to do and your life gets easier. When you don't do something just because you don't want to do it, your life gets harder. You work harder to live in poverty. You work harder to try to get around this system that you create in your mind. And before you know it, you make your life harder. And that's the message that I want to communicate. Hopefully it helped you. If it did, please click that thumbs up right now. Let's do it. Click that blue join button if you want to support the channel, because you appreciate these messages that come out. I show up every day. Hal, I see you. Everyone in live chat, I see you. Hal, I love you. Marcy, Malcolm, Jerry, Dustin, Alex, what's up? Andre, I see you all. I'm engaged. I'm fully engaged. Let's go. I've been here for 10 minutes. See, that's what happens in life, guys. No one wants to show up, but you show up. Before you know it, you've been there 10 minutes. Before you know, you've been there 2 hours. Before you know it, you're out of the gym. Before you know it, you're out of work. Before you know it, you're out of time in life. And so, just try to work on your best life. Figure it out for you. Thanks again. Let's go to these live chats. If I miss a comment, please type it again. Don't take it out of disrespect. And I appreciate everyone out there, all my members. Thank you, everyone. Andre, thank you for always being first. Good to see you. Alex, what's up, Sam? What's up? Nice to see you. You too. Sorry if what I said last night pissed you off. No worries. I apologize too if I hurt you in any way. Love and respect. Let's go forward. Thank you for showing up tonight. Dustin, what's up, Dustin? Thank you for showing up. Jerry, hello, brother. Hello to you from Fort Worth, Texas. Love and respect to Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to you, Jerry. Malcolm, hey, Malcolm. Sam, much appreciation and love to you. Reciprocal, same back. Time for me to sit back and learn and listen. Well, everything I'm saying, I'm sure if you have a desire to learn to improve your life, it'll be confirmation, because I think people are way smarter than they give themselves credit for. I think sometimes people play dumb, and I think sometimes people outsmart themselves. You can't outsmart simple logic, which is everyone in life that has any bit of common sense knows that sometimes in life, you got to do what you don't want to do, and you'll feel better once it gets done. Anyone who starts to come up with this imaginary theory that you can have a life where you're never going to have to discipline yourself, never have to do stuff you don't want to do, even if you're a millionaire, because there's still some things in life that, what are you going to do when you got to go to the dentist? Yeah, I know people who don't work. They got Medicaid, and they still don't want to go to dentist. I don't want to go to dentist. I ain't going to lie. But I'm going to, if I had no other choice, if I had an infection, I'd do what I got to do. I don't like to get my car repaired. I can do what I got to do. So, try to make your life easier, but not through delusion, through discipline. Good job. And the grace of God. Marcy, good to see you today, Sam. It's great to see you. Great to see everyone tonight. Hal, been thinking about you. Thank you for coming back. Love and appreciation. Sam, was really good, my J. Same thing. Just thankful for you. Blessed, 2 days off. Back to work tomorrow. I love you. Looking forward to learning more tomorrow and growing. You're killing it. You're in the medical industry. You got one focus now. You're not in two careers. You're in one career, the medical industry. The best industries to get into are the medical, IT, or trade. Okay. And remember, I still think if you had no skills and you don't like to deal with people and you're not that, diligent, in my opinion, take a night shift security job officer in a hospital. Get paid $12 to $15 an hour to sit there and check people in. Now, does that work for everyone? No. But that's what I mean, guys. Don't be scared to work a basic job just to get basic income, because that's basic independence and basic discipline. And what I've also learned in life is you're going to be hanging around people who are also working. That's what they call networking. Like when you don't work, you hang around a bunch of people who don't work, and that's going to get you in trouble. Okay, petty arguments, some crazy shit sometimes. When you work, you're around people that's working. That's going to keep you out of trouble. So, always remember, Hal, hope your weekend was amazing. It was, brother. It was amazing, restful, and productive. I looked at a home base, but I did self-care. Still waking up early. I'm still going to gym, going to beach, push myself to go to the beach. Doing videos. I even did some work for tomorrow to be a step ahead of the game. I always like to do a little bit just to be ahead. And got a new phone. I like my new phone, even though it's a pain in the ass to get a new phone, but it's been 2 years. Time to upgrade. So overall, I feel very good, very thankful. Hopefully you did too. Albert, yo, what's up, brother? What's up to you? Thank you for coming in tonight. Sally, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong. Sala, hey, nice to see you again. Well, nice to see you also. Malcolm, bingo. I enjoy your confirmation. Finding like-minded people is great. It's a blessing from the Lord. Thank you, Malcolm. Hal, hitting facts early tonight, chat. Well, Hal, I'm just thankful that you come back in here. I'm thankful that you're a positive, great person. And I hope you always remember that you bring a lot of value. And I want you to feel that about yourself because I'm blessed to have you in my life. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Victory, hey, moving into my car in the next 2 months. Not able to afford rent anymore. I live in upstate New York. What was the hardest thing getting accustomed to when started living this life? Well, let me start from your beginning. One is, what's your current rent and what's your current job? Because having money makes it easier. It makes it more enjoyable. So start there so we can have an honest conversation. Because there is subsidized apartments if you had a certain low income. Upstate New York does not have plentiful jobs depending on where you're at, and it's very cold in the winter. So you're going to be starting in the fall, in the spring, excuse me. So you're not going to you're avoid some of the worst weather. Look, the worst parts about living in your car is where you're going to park consistently, and that changes because sometimes you can park somewhere and then you can't park there. And if you're going to go to campgrounds, that costs money. In upstate New York, they don't have camping all year round. So where to park is always number one. Extreme weather is always number two. And number three is if you don't have money and a budget, you're basically saying, I'm going to try to figure out how to live in poverty. And what are you going to do when you get older? You're going to be like the 65-year-old woman that I saw today living in her car. Is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing if that's what you want. Did it look like she wanted to live in her car? I'm sure there's parts of it she's enjoyed, but she looked a little bit like a scared squirrel. Okay. So like I say, guys, if you have money, if you're living in your car to save up, what's your projected savings? Are you going to save $1,000 a month? That's $12,000 a year. Now, if you don't have that, you're not going to save. I want to say this. You're not going to save whatever your rent was. If your rent was $1,200 a month, you ain't saving $1,200. You're going to spend more in gas, more in food, and there's going to be some missing money. I guarantee it. And I hope that, so again, I want to recap, then we're going to go back to the comments. The hardest parts are where to park, extreme weather, and future planning. Because, getting sick, hurt, or injured, or needing a new car, that may come. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Thank you for sharing. Melvano, what's up, brother? Another great message, Sam. I appreciate you're a great viewer. I was fortunate to challenge myself early to reap the benefits. You killed it. He worked 20 years in the Army. He's retired. Let's read this. Army, basic training at the age of 17 to pay for college and then willing to work with the criminally insane. Well, again, love and respect to you. I appreciate you sharing that. Again, if you have nothing going on and you're a certain mindset, the Army is a possible solution. You don't have to fight necessarily. There's a lot of trades you can learn in the Army. You can even get into IT. They'll pay for college. If you do 20 years, I think they still have it where you can get a certain amount of benefits. But again, if you're totally reckless, will it save you? I know a lot of people that got discharged. So I'm not going to say it's just going to save you, but there's options to do something. And there's a lot of movement in the Army. It's not for everyone, but there's options to do things. So love to you, Movano. And look, you put in the work. Yeah, that's the thing. You can retire after 20 years. And, so love to you, Movano. You did a great job, man. You should be proud of yourself. Anonymous. I'll listen later. Okay. In Palm Beach, shout out to Palm Beach County. Talked to someone from there today. Having dinner now in Coconut Creek. Coconut Creek, nice area. Love and respect to you. Enjoy. I think I may start job hunting here in Florida. Go for it. Paradise and Palm Beach, Bentley after another. Palm Beach is one of the wealthiest counties in Florida and in the world, and in the country. So house prices will reflect that. The job market is plentiful. Door dashing is great there. There's a lot of positive. Now, parts of West Palm Beach, suspect. You better be careful. Um, so, and yeah, but look, Palm Beach, great area. Is it a little bit snobby? Yes, but I've met great people from there. So I hesitate saying that. Again, I talked to a great person I met there today. It could be a little bit snobby. It could be a little bit crowded. Okay. Everything's going to cost more, but it's great. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not great. It's great. I would definitely consider it there. I have considered it there. So, Palm Beach County is very big. I mean, there's Palm Beach, there's West Palm. Again, be careful some parts of West Palm. There's a lot of places, Palm Beach Gardens, etc. Melvano, until retirement at 44. You did a great job, brother. I love what you did and what you endured. It's awesome. Jay, good afternoon, Sam, and everyone. Great to see you, Jay. Thank you for coming in here tonight. The truth. Government jobs are good. They can be. I talked to someone who works for a parks department today. Shout out to him, Mike. And now he's going to get a pension. He's going to get health benefits. The number one employer in the United States of America is the government. Number one, by statistically. Who does the government employ? Parks department workers, public teachers, police officers, firefighters, municipalities. I mean, you name it. Army. Government is the number one employee, but it's a stable job, and you better like where you live, because most people, once you get going in that, it's very hard for you to go into the private sector because you become accustomed. You get, a little bit lazy in your guarantees. So, the part with the private sector is you may make more money. You can move up. There's more flexibility, but there's more risk. You can get, every time I've worked for the private sector pretty much my entire work career. I signed a document when I signed on with a company. They can let you go at any time for any reason. Nothing's guaranteed. But I have found it harder to get fired or laid off from a private sector job than a government job. Like some people say, the unions will never fire people. I found it that private sector, because I've seen some people I'm surprised they didn't get fired. Private sector guys, they're very cautious not to fire people prematurely. So now, again, I'm never on that spectrum, thank God. I mean, because I do what I need to do. I keep I keep out of trouble. But everything has a pro and a con. Okay? Again, private sector, you may make more money, but there's more risk. The government sector, more stability, but there's less upside. So everything has that counterbalance. Back to live comments. He goes, you can get paid to do very little. Well, I've seen that in the private sector too. So I don't want to say that. I respect government workers. I respect private sector. I've worked with both. So, a lot of that's a falsehood. I've met a lot of people that don't work that say, oh, no one wants to work. I've met a lot of people that don't work that say, oh, that job is for a lazy person. Hey, guys, look, I can tell you from being in the workforce my whole life, I respect anyone doing any job, government, private sector, because you're out there doing what you need to do to improve your life. I don't respect people who hate on the government jobs or hate on the private sector jobs. Hey, guys, look, this is what the world is. Let's stay positive. Thank you, Truth. Dustin, I live in a compact RV trailer. I want to tell you, thank you for sharing that. I really do like the RV, van life, car life living. Okay. I really have a hard time ever envisioning me in any type of house or condo. Why? The simplicity, the lack of maintenance, and everything I own is always within one small area. And I'm on wheels. But I got to find a place to park. As you get older, that's a little bit suspect. So everything has a give and a take. I mean, I looked at a home base this weekend. It was an RV lot with an RV on it. I like that because I still felt more comfortable in that than I do in a condo or house. The negative is it's not maybe as an appreciating asset as a regular house, and you can't refinance those things. So from a leverage standpoint, financially speaking, you have to consider that, right? Like one of the financial things when you buy a single family home and sometimes even a condo, depending on the condo financials, you could either take equity out of there or you can get a reverse mortgage if you needed to use that as the financial leverage tool. When you buy an RV lot or a mobile home, those investments are considered more risky and most banks will not give those type of loans against. So, you have to consider that when you're thinking about things financially. So, but I do love, I'll probably live in some type of car, van, or RV, whether I own a home base or not for the rest of my life. I really do feel that way. But we'll see. I always want to have enough money to do whatever I want. That's the key to freedom. The freedom is not the RV. The freedom is your health and your money. And if you don't have the mental tenacity to go to a job and you're going to work harder not to work, you're not going to have the mental tenacity to take care of your health as best you can. Because, if you can't go for a walk when you want to take a nap, that's life. You got to do something. Now, you always feel better when you're done taking a walk. You always feel better when you showed up to work, you get a direct deposit, and you don't have to worry about how you're going to pay the rent. You always feel worse when you do nothing. Always. No way around that. And that's what I mean, guys. I've met a lot of people in life, religiously, financially, they try to overanalyze, overphilosophize which is a simple thing to understand. In life, sometimes, and almost every day, at least a little bit, you got to do something you don't want to do. The key is try over time to build a life where you do less of what you don't want to do and more of what you do want to do. And you see that in my life. I started in ditches. Okay. I stayed in one area, worked my way up. Okay. Started to get out of debt, downsize, lived in my car and maintained a job, picked up a side job, waited for a transfer, come down to Florida. Easier for me to go to the beach, easier for me to be outdoors. Side hustle picks up. Career stays going. More options available. My life, I'm now able to do more of what I want, less I want. You say, well, that's what I want to do. Well, last time I checked, you haven't uploaded a video consistently. You haven't had a 90% door dashing rating, and you don't even have a main job. You want to know, where can you park? If there's a creative artist in here and one of your dreams is to make side money on YouTube and you're not uploading consistently, you're exactly what I'm talking about tonight. You're working harder not to work because YouTube is just like a drag on your soul. It's just another thing that reminds you of your habits, that you have this dream that you want to make money. Oh, I would love to make that money, but you don't have the discipline to do it. You have this dream that you would love to live to Florida, but you don't have the discipline to downsize. You have this dream that you would love to work remote, but you damn sure barely can get there at the stag job. I mean, you got to have the faith plus the work. Good to see you, Charles. Keep fighting for your best life, brother. I see you out there. Click that thumbs up if you haven't. You want to support this channel, change your life, click that blue join button. Leave a comment. Let's go. I'm live. I'm engaged. I've been on here almost a half hour. I know people who stare into space for a half hour. They sit in a parking lot and decide, do I want to accept this delivery for a half hour? They sit and figure out how they can make the month's rent for a half hour instead of making $10 in that half hour by doing something. You can't outthink that which you need done. Let's go back to these live comments. If I miss them, please type it again. Truth. I believe I left off on this. Thoughts on Clemson, Florida. I've never been there. Let me Google it. It may not. It's probably not. It's not on the East Coast, I would think then, and it's probably not. Now again, I'm going to give you my opinion, right? So you have to. I recommend everyone should visit the areas they want to live, and figure out, is it a good climate and culture, and is it good economics? Oh, I see it's landlocked, but again, I've never been there. That's number one. Number two, it's my opinion. But I can tell you, I've been all around Florida. I haven't been there, so that tells you something right there. It's not that good of a spot. If it's a good spot, I've been there, okay? And so I can tell you right now, let me just take a look, though. Oh, you're on the Lake Okeechobee? Nah. Yeah, see, you're on southwest Lake Okeechobee. That is probably one of the most impoverished area, all agriculture, And that's the worst area of the lake because that's where the dam is the weakest. That's the Everglades area. And that's where they built the man-made dam on Lake Okeechobee. And if that thing ever cracks, that's exactly where it's going. And that's why they had that algae breakup, because they say the lake wasn't draining properly. And all there is farmland. So unless you're going to be an immigrant farmer or you're going to work at a local gas station that's going to pay you $2 an hour, or you're going to basically live, and that's by penalty and stuff. Now you get robbed over it. If you're going to live in Lake Okeechobee, go north. Go by downtown Okeechobee and that surrounding area. Okeechobee's nice. You're not in Okeechobee, but you're right on Okeechobee Lake. But that's southwest Okeechobee. You're going to see a cow's ass. You're going to see country poverty. You're not going to see palm trees. You're not going to see living a vida loca. You're not going to see finances. You say, yeah, I want to live on dirt poor income. Well, you're going to fit right in because that's exactly what Clemson is, dirt poor. Okay. So you can figure out how to live in poverty. It's going to be hard as fuck. Yeah. Yep. And so, if you want to figure out how to live in poverty, I say go to Clemsonton, Florida. Yeah. Cheap as fuck there. Why? Hey, broke as fuck. Yeah. I want to tell you right now. That's truth. That's how I feel. I've been around that area. Forgive me now. Vakti. Thank you. I've been watching your videos for almost a year. Well, thank you. You have challenged me to question my true desires. That's what I like to hear. Thumbs up to you. Thank you again for your inspiration with Victory, and forgive me for saying that name wrong. Love and respect. Really appreciate that comment. That shows me that you got the right mindset. Whatever you do what you want. Your life. I'm giving my opinions here. But I love that you can take that honest evaluation. Then you figure it out for you. Good job. All right, back to these live comments. Click that thumbs up if you haven't, guys. Thank you. Josh. Hey, Josh. Thank you again, Josh. Benefits from government jobs are great. I agree with that. I know some great people who work for government jobs, and the benefits are great. Again, it's static, but yeah, everything has a pro and a con. Hey, Sophie, how are you? Sophie, very positive, very consistent. One of my members. Hey, thank you for showing up. Well, thank you. You always show up very positive. I'm so grateful for the knowledge you're sharing. I'm grateful to meet good people on here. I am praying for all in this chat. Keep the faith. My mom told me that today. She said, Sam, I know we all get there where we question God, and everyone's got to figure that out. All I could tell you is that I thought I was going to have a heart attack this winter, dealing with a lot of stress. And, she goes, but, I do, you do what you got to do. You got to do the work. You can't just put everything on God. And, if God exists, does he exist how we think? What religion is he? Guys, that's, now you start to get into human reasoning. Faith is just like, look, I remember being in a job site when I was working construction. I knew nothing about it when I got involved. And it was like, sometimes I'd have to pray before I go at my lunch because I was so scared. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And it was just scary as fuck. And in many of my jobs, look, as you be in the workforce longer, it gets easier. No matter what job, and even in a corporate job, I was scared to go in a corporate world because you realize every job, whether it's the lowest end or the highest end, the first part is just getting there. Okay, showing up 80%. Then be pleasant and learn how to deal with people. And I know that's why a lot of you don't work because you don't want to deal with people. Now you got to deal with people and you broke. Because now instead of dealing with co-workers, now you're dealing with co-sloths. You're in a rental office dealing with other people who don't work and sell shit on eBay. You're in a parking lot with other destitute people. You're going to have to deal with people. I hate to tell you guys, I can tell you, you're going to have to deal with people. So you might as well get paid for the shit. Yeah, that's how I look at it. Yeah, I might as well get paid for it, okay? I got to deal with some psychopath in Planet Fitness. Well, if I had no other choice, I'll work in Planet Fitness. I'll check people in. I might as well get paid for it. Yeah, that's how I look at it. So, yeah, back to these live comments. I'm praying for everyone. Yeah, keep the faith. That's what we're talking about. That's what my mom says. And she worked, guys, my mom worked at a supermarket. I helped her bag groceries for when I was young. She worked temporary jobs. She eventually got like an administrative assistant job. And she sung at church on the weekend. She loved to sing. But singing didn't pay the bills. So you do your side hustle on the side, do your main job on the main job. So thank you, Sophie. You're very consistent, very positive. Sophie. Thank you. Love you. Pat Go. Barefoot, Michigan, sweet potato pie with some steamed asparagus, steamed pork. Pat Go works in hospice, medical industry. And I want to tell you right now, guys, make a lot of money. Pat Go, we are at the end of the pandemic and you're at the beginning of pork tenderloin. And I want to tell you, you're so resilient. They ain't going to squeeze Pat Go out that job. I'll tell you, Pat Go went through a war. She filed so many exemption claims you wouldn't believe it. But did she quit? No, she showed up. She was a thorn in their side. But I want to tell you, Pat Go eating that sirloin steak. Yeah. Hey, Pat, you quit your job. You know what you be eating? Whatever Walmart got in a bag that's under $5. I ain't lying about that. Now you over there rich as fuck, barefoot, making money off hospice. I'll tell you, thank God for Pat Go. Pat Go. My partner added rice with homemade orange pineapple sauce. Hey, when you rich as fuck, throw some pineapple sauce in it. Conversations Corner, a.k.a. Suitcase, a.k.a. a journeyman electrician, a.k.a. hold on, super chat. Josh, that's my guy. What's your favorite part of strip clubs? Not going to them. Because I spent my 20s in a strip club and I met some great strippers. I know some great strippers. So the best part was getting home safe. The best part is, yeah, I've dated some strippers. I got one. It's exciting, but it's for your late teens and 20s. And by the time you're 25, the best part is the stories that you survived, because I know some people got shot. I know some girls. They went from being a good-looking young stripper to an out-of-shape old bartender. So the worst part of the strip club, guys, is the tragedy that it takes on the people who don't grow up and get the fuck out of the strip club. The blessing is it's a fun, exciting place, but dangerous. Not just dangerous from the standpoint of getting shot, but dangerous from the standpoint of stunting your growth. So all I can tell you is you got to treat that shit like a stealth parking camping spot. You get in late, you get out early. And you get the fuck, and you know what I mean? You watch yourself, because that's how that environment is. Josh, I like when someone makes it rain. Hey, Josh, I know strippers. They all like people like you. Why? That's what they did to hustle it. Okay. So, look, I'm not mad at you. To me, I'm not mad at a stripper. I'm not mad at someone making it rain. All I can tell you is this, guys. If you're in your early 20s, great. I've been there. I did it. If you're in your late 20s and 30s, that's your choice, guys. That's not what I'm talking about. So, love and respect you, Andrew, and I thank you for your tips. Back to live comments. This is my man, Suitcase, the journeyman electrician, living out of his vehicle, traveling. He's in Jacksonville, making a lot of money. Jacksonville got a lot of jobs, some dangerous areas, but a lot of great suburbs, and there's some nice areas. 73 people watching, 38 thumbs up. Click that thumbs up, guys. We're on live tonight. We're living La Vida Loca. Josh, $1 super chat strong. I want to tell you, Josh, girl came around the strip club, and she spread her legs, and you can see the cooch. And she said, the only person I let in this strip club smell my cooch is Sammy. And you know what I said? I took a whiff, and I stepped back, and I let the other desperate people go in. Why? Guys, I'm not thirsty. But have I ever got the raw end of a relationship? Sure, guys. I've you don't win every battle. And I don't. All I can tell you, guys, again, just stay positive. Josh, you're making it rain. $1, $1. What I can tell you is I treat that $1 with gratitude. You can say, well, Josh is trolling you. He's treating you like a stripper. Hey, guys, I want to tell you, in life, you show up, you show gratitude. Because if you can handle being a stripper, you can handle being an administrative assistant. When you've worked at McDonald's with dignity, you are like Eddie Murphy working at McDowell's and Coming to America. Guys, I could sweep the floor in a strip club, or I could sweep the floor with money in Wall Street. Either way, I say thank you with gratitude. Either way, I showed up. Doing the best I can. Back to live comments. Thank you again. Let's go to my man Suitcase. Suitcase, I'm with you, man. Suitcase, working in Jacksonville as a journeyman electrician. Let's go. I'm on the East Coast, Jacksonville. Loving it. Well, keep doing your thing. That's awesome, man. Spent the winter in Ohio. That'll make you love Florida, brother. Weather sucked, and the environment, I agree with that. Glad to be back in sunshine. Quality of life, brother. Florida is good all the way into August. The only times you really want to leave Florida, okay, is September and October, if you have the flexibility. Other than that, 90% of the year, if there's 12 months in a year, 90% of 12 is 10. So if you're in Florida for 10 months, you're good. You want to be in Florida from November, okay, to the end of August, okay? And then you want to get out of Dodge if you can. Love to you. Josh, thank you again. Finishing strong. Another $1. I appreciate that, brother. Josh Andrew, want to know my thoughts. Love to you. All right, back to the live comments. So Suitcase, I'm proud of you, brother. You figured out what I figured out. Out of the 50 states in America, most of them are undesirable. Okay. Most of the money flows on East Coast, West Coast, and through Chicago. The other states, guys, they're just passovers. They're gas stations. Okay. And Florida's the best state, okay? Maybe you can say Southern Cal. Maybe you can say Hawaii. And you say, well, I like the mountains. I like Utah. I like, yeah, guys, some people like that stuff, and I respect them. For me, guys, I got to have sun. I got to have ocean. I got to have bikinis. I got to have no state income tax. I got to have the Caribbean vibe, not the Mediterranean vibe. So what does that leave me with? Florida. I just filtered the 50 states like I was dating them. And what I figured out, there's only one fit for me, and that's Florida. Florida for the win. Never forget it. Right. Pat Go. Was expensive, healthy meal keeping me full. Well, Pat Go, when you make money, when you show up to work, it ain't hard to spend money on food. Why? Hey, that's why you work. You know, you want sirloin steak? Go for it. Yeah. You want Starbucks? Yeah, fuck up. Yeah, fill that bitch up. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, Pat Go. My tramp stamp says organic. I want to tell you, who cares what your tramp stamp says? What does your paycheck say? Yeah. Don't let them guilt trip you. Hey, I want to tell you right now, if you're a retired stripper with a tramp stamp, you know what I would tell you? Hey, they don't ask you any of that shit when you go to the bank. They just want to know your routing number. They want to know your social security number, and that's it. Who gives a fuck, guys? We all getting old, okay? So when you're 50 years old, guys, no one cares if you got tattoos or not. What? I remember someone once told me, like, what are you gonna do when you get old and your body gets wrinkly? I said, well, let me ask you this: does it look better if you're old and wrinkly with no tattoos or no matter? You old and wrinkly, all right? So it ain't like it really matter, okay? No one will fuck with you anyway. So come on, guys. Pat Go. My tramp stamp. Oh, you had to say that twice? Oh, it says healthy, affordable meals. I ain't mad at you. Love you. Charles, I love you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, I read that already, Truth, though. Thank you for the comment. Pat, my cat stared at a bird. Stared at a bird for a half hour until he figured out it was a plastic bird. Well, I remember my grandma had a bird. My grandma had a cat, and that cat would kill every bird it saw, and it'd bring them right into the house. So all I can tell you is you got to be very careful when you bring a plastic dildo into the house. Why? It could look like the real thing. And same thing with a plastic bird. Okay. Murdoch, what's up, brother? Shout out to Canada. Shout out to you and your daughters. Thumbs up to you. Thank you for that. Speed Racer, good to see you. Sorry I'm late. Zach, hey, Sam. From the Pacific Northwest. Well, Zach, shout out to you. Shout out to my man, Doug. Is he in here tonight? Doug's in here. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you. Luke, New Mexico thoughts. Dry, desert, and only good climate in the summer. Right now, it's still cold. No ocean, no water, no MILFs, other than a couple drifters that are just out there. It's pretty much the movie U-Turn with Jennifer Lopez, without Jennifer Lopez, and with the rest of the horrible shit. So I would tell you, New Mexico, not for me. For some people, they love it. For me, not. I just filter it. It doesn't have the ocean, not good. It doesn't have water. I like to see vegetation, not good. It doesn't have plentiful economic opportunities, not good. What does it have? Sand? Nothing. It's got nothing, basically. Now, again, Albuquerque, other things like that. I know there's some business opportunities, right? So, but for me, it's like a poor man's Arizona. If you're going to go to the desert, go to Arizona. There's a little bit more economic growth. There's a little bit more action. But again, I'm not a west. I don't go west. I mean, I'm an Atlantic Ocean guy. I don't even really go to the west side of Florida anymore. I don't like the Gulf of Mexico. It's too low energy. So respect everyone. Those are my thoughts. Forgive me for saying this name wrong. Slick Rick. Oh, what's up? How can you get an apartment in Florida without a job? I don't know. To me, I have a job. But I would tell you to get a job. Because how are you going to pay for an apartment without a job? That's the question. How can you get a job in Florida without an apartment? Easy. Okay. One is, what are you currently doing? And then you Google your industry in jobs in Florida. Yeah. And then you get a transfer. And then you give 2 weeks notice to your current job. Then you get the other job. And then you have a savings account because hopefully you're working. Then you have a job already lined up. And you have first and last month's security deposit. And then you transition. You got to do things in order. What's your current job? Then Google jobs in your industry in the part of Florida that you want to live. And then you secure a job. You may have to go on a few interviews. May take a couple years, took me. And then you transition from one job to the other. And when you got money and when you got a job, you can figure anything out. When you don't have a job, when you don't have money, you can mind fuck. How do I get a license? How do I move here? There's no answer. You're trying to figure out, how do I do something without doing something? Can't do that. Good job. Doug, 20 minutes on a treadmill. Let's go. All you need is 15 minutes a day in the gym for 5 days a week. If you do 30 minutes, that's great. If you do more than an hour, you're wasting your time. Good job. 20 minutes, wait. I love it. 40 minutes, good zone. Damn sore arms. Hey, it's better to go to sleep with sore arms than to wake up from a nap and it's 8 o'clock at night and you feel bad about yourself. That's really sore. Murdoch, good to see you, Doug. I appreciate you, Doug. Pacific Northwest, strong. Murdoch, good evening, Sam. Nice to see you, Sam. Thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for coming in. Great video this morning. Thank you. Peace and blessings on to you also. Thank you, Murdoch. Doug, Sunday, fun day. Hope you had a great day, Sam. Fully submerged in the ocean. Woke up early. Went to the gym. Looked at home base. Made a video. Talked to some nice people. Went for a walk. Had my Starbucks. Had some sprouts. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Whatever you believe in. Or nothing. Good job. Rashay, when do you think the housing prices will come down in Florida? Maybe never. Maybe within a year. I don't think there'll be a crash. If there is a crash, it'll be bad news. Why? Less people have jobs. Right now, there's 2 jobs for every unemployed person. If the housing market crashes, it's only one reason. The economy crashes. That means more unemployment. That means less money circulating. And that means most people are not going to be looking to buy a house, and that's why they have to lower prices. They don't lower housing prices just because. The reason housing prices get low is because people don't have money anymore like that. People lost their job. The stock market's down. Jobs aren't hiring. And they can't afford the upkeep of a house. Yeah. So all right, what are you doing? So then my question goes back to, what's your job now? What is your current saving rate? Have you visited Florida? What area in Florida are you looking? Or you're just waiting for all house prices to go down 50% and then you're going to buy. You don't have to buy a house to live in Florida. You need a job. That's what I tell you. That's how I practice what I preach. You need a job. You need to visit the area and rent or nomad in that area for a couple of years before you consider buying. And then you buy below your means in the area you want to live. Whether the housing market goes up or down, doesn't matter. Your house will not change your life. A house is asset allocation. So that's the answer. Good job. Our dog, Sam, always dropping that gem. Drop a gem on him. Our dog, thank you, brother. Ben, how do you get out of construction? How I get out of construction would do this. One is look for jobs such as like a maintenance construction worker at a hospital. If you were a plumber, you can be a maintenance plumber in a hospital. You could be a maintenance electrician in a hospital. You can be just a maintenance engineer in a hospital. Or IT building. Okay, that's what I did. You get out of construction. Some of these IT buildings are looking for maintenance techs. So hospital, IT, etc. Become a maintenance tech. Then show up for several years. You can become like the chief operating, building engineer. Then you can become a project manager, building engineer, building maintenance. Transition from building a building to maintaining a building, and then operating the budget within that building, then project managing other projects that may be building up. That's how you do it. Never forget it. Got to feel the pain, though. It's a different environment. I know some people that went from construction to the corporate side or office side, and they couldn't take it. They went back to working with their hands. And I'm not mad at them. Everyone's different. You got to know yourself. Alex, I feel like my family represents half of the people on Florida's East Coast. Spent mad years in Brooklyn, New York, and now we're living in, Palm Coast. That's a nice area. Mad love for you, brother. Well, you too. I'm a Southeast guy, but I will say this. If you were going to live in Northeast Florida, I love Flagler Beach and Palm Coast, where you're at. Great areas. And they got a good energy. So that's a good area, man. Thumbs up to you. That's awesome. Our dog. Tougher to deal with people when you're broke. I agree. Yeah. Like I say, guys, why work hard not to work? You say, well, I don't want to deal with people. That's why I'm not working. And now you got to deal with all the other broke motherfuckers. Have you ever been in a social service office? Yeah. Have you ever been? Have you ever been around a bunch of people who don't work? I want to tell you, it's harder to deal with people who don't work than people that work. Because at least people that work, they got skin in the game. They don't want to just go crazy and lose their job. People who ain't working, they got shit to lose. Yeah. You think you're going to win the argument? Yeah. Wait till this motherfucker get a hold of you. All right. Yeah. Don't worry about dealing with someone at work, guys. John, thoughts on a tiny house? It's an RV without wheels. The only place any municipality will let you build them is in land and usually in the middle of nowhere countryside. And then let's just say you're willing to deal with land in the middle of nowhere. Then your neighbors, they're also have the same mindset. They may raise chickens. They may like ATVs and shooting guns because it's unrestricted land. So then you go in the middle of nowhere, you put a tiny home with no wheels, or even if it has wheels, you're in the middle of nowhere. Let's say you own the land. What are you accomplishing? Is that where you want to live? It's not really a valuable thing other than the land, because most people who buy a house are a family, and most people who are retired want to live by the ocean or the beach. Living in a tiny home is a nice idea, but the reality is different. The reality of living in a tiny home in the middle of nowhere, it loses its charm after about 3 months to a year. And then you realize you're in this tiny box that even if it has wheels, you have to hire a contractor to drive it away from here. And basically you want to sell it, and you rather would have rented an apartment than live in the middle of nowhere landlocked in a little tiny home where your neighbors are crazy as shit too. Because the only people living in the middle of nowhere, guys, they're either on a little adventure that will end soon, or they're batshit crazy. Okay, they cook their own food, they shoot their own deer. Okay, and yeah, they nice. But that's a culture. I'm not saying all of them are bad. I mean, I'm being a little bit exaggerating here. I'm just saying that's a culture where you don't know if that road's going to be paved or not. So, you have to have a certain mindset to live that life. And the asset allocation to buy a tiny home, to buy the land, to me, you're going to spend at least $100,000. And if you're going to spend at least $100,000, man, I'll put down $40,000 on a nicer place in a nicer area that would appreciate. But again, everyone should live how they want. And ultimately, I would rather have an RV with wheels, specifically a van. I wouldn't tow anything, and just live out of that. And even if I didn't own land, I'd rather pay for an RV park or a campground than live in a tiny house in the middle of nowhere. I feel trapped. Hopefully that helps. Katie, hey, from the UK. Shout out to the United Kingdom. Love and respect, Katie. Thank you. Victi, what would be the second best state if Florida wasn't an option for you anymore? Southern California. You say, well, I don't like the politics in Southern California. Guys, I didn't move to Florida for the politics. I moved for the weather and the economic opportunity. So if you go work remote, then you want to work where there's no state income tax. If California doesn't have a state income tax, but if Florida didn't exist, it has the nicest weather next in the state. I'm going to Southern Cal. So because the number one reason people move is weather. Number two, it also has to be economically sustainable. So I have to live by the ocean. That eliminates most of the 50 states. I want to live by the ocean if I can. And I want to live in a mostly all year round warm climate. Florida's the warmest, but if Florida didn't exist, Southern Cal. You say, what about Arizona? What about Texas? Again, Arizona doesn't have ocean. Texas has the Gulf of Mexico, but it's pretty much like backwash for an oil rig. And Hawaii's in the middle of nowhere. Once you drive around that island a few times, you can't just take I-95 up north. So if there's a hurricane or something, so Florida for the win. And if Florida didn't exist, Southern Cal for the win. Politics-wise, guys, look, I'm progressive. I understand I like some things conservative, some things liberal. At the end of the day, though, I'll adapt. To me, whether I'm in Harlem or Clemenston, Florida, I'll figure out how to fucking survive. Whether I'm amongst liberals or conservatives, I'm going to be in a nicer area, so it don't matter if people got money, it don't fucking matter. And if I was in a bad area, I mean, I know, do what I got to do, get the fuck out of Dodge. Keep my mouth shut. Watch how you move. But if I had a choice, yeah, Southern Cal, Florida didn't exist. Mike 3P, how's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Aldo, greetings from Southern Cal. There you go, brother. Shout out to you. I'm gonna say Mike. Forgive me if that's not Aldo. What's up from Arizona? Shout out to Arizona. I like Arizona. It's just that it doesn't have ocean, but I still like it. I like it's got a lot of sun. Ultimate Warrior liked it, and I think it has a lot to offer. But I got to be by ocean. But I respect Arizona, Mike. Arizona has desert and also the mountains where it's cooler. Yeah, I hate the mountains. I hate it cooler. I like it hot. I like it flat because I hate driving mountains. I drove the mountains of Vermont. I hated it. Um, and I hate the desert. I like it wet, flat, and hot as fuck. Yeah, thank you, Jesus, for Florida. But I respect Arizona. Click that thumbs up if you haven't, guys. Aldo, right on. Thank you. Katie. Had to cut off my friend 32 years using me as a private counselor. Yeah, if someone says they're your therapist, you better charge them like that. If not, you better make sure you have boundaries. Feel much better. Love your channel. Katie did the right thing. Why? You're not a therapist. You're a friend. And even if you were a therapist, you wouldn't take your patient home. Never forget it. Mike can just call me Mike P. Oh, thank you. Okay. Mike works. Okay, well, thank you, Mike P, aka Mike. Thank you. Mike, Florida is fun too. I do miss the beach. Beaches, to me, in my opinion, and most people will testify, Florida has the best beaches in the country, even better than California on average. So yeah, that's true. He goes, I lived in Georgia, right on the northern border of Florida, right by Suitcase in Jacksonville. 10 years and visited Florida often. Yep, you know, a lot of people from Georgia I met. Georgia's got, well, again, every state's so different. There's so many different parts. But yeah, I met some cool people from Georgia. Aldo, I want to visit Florida, man. Well, I would tell you visit. Start by taking your 2-week vacation or your week vacation. That's what I did. Start by visiting and visit different areas at different time of the year. That's what I did. Then, if you visited and you really can see yourself there, then come up with an economic plan. Downsize, work on getting a job in Florida, and pick up a side hustle that can be transferred anywhere. And if you downsize, if you keep a job, if you apply for a job down here, and you pick up a side hustle, even if you never end up getting to Florida, all you've done is increase your income, decrease your liability, and you're more flexible. So, to me, that's how I look at it, especially if you're single with no pets, no kids, it's a go. If you got pets, kids, wife, then you got a lot of other considerations. But I always say, if you got all those things and you're in my live chat at 9 o'clock at night, I don't know why you're not making love to your wife or giving your husband a blowjob or telling your kids a bedtime story. Because if you're spending more time with me at night than you are your family, you might as well just move to Florida. Why? Your family's your second option. Aldo, yes, single, no kids. Well, Aldo, you got a lot of choices in life then. The main thing is secure your money, secure your health, and stay positive and stay away from pets. I thank God I had a pet. I love pets, but pets are a lot of work. They're like children. A lot of people forget that. A lot of poor people get pets. I spend about $400 a month on a pet. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone is going to spend that much, but to me, pets take a lot of time. And it's hard to work a full-time job and take care of a pet. I did that. It's not easy. David, for someone who does not know much about Florida, where are the best places to park at night at a beginner? There's no one answer. The general answer is always truck stops, rest areas, and you can't abuse it because they'll catch you, but that's the general. And then you look at campgrounds. There is the Florida Water Management District where you actually can get free camping. It's in the middle of nowhere. I did it. And you take out a free permit. You got to register online. So truck stops, Walmarts. Walmarts are very limited now, but truck stops, rest areas, Crackle Barrels, some of the gyms, and you got to keep it moving. And that's the general answer everywhere. Our dog. Does Florida ever get hot to you? Yeah. What do I do? To me, I treat it like just going to the gym. There's a little bit of pain, but there's a lot more reward. I treat it like work. There's a little bit of pain, but there's a lot of reward. Nothing is 100% comfortable all the time. So to me, I just say that I like that little bit of sting, you know what I mean? Because I like to sweat, juicy, get hot, fucking fire, and then I jump in that Atlantic Ocean, I cool off, I look at my fucking bank account, I look at the palm trees, I look at the bikinis, I say, fuck everyone eating pizza, waiting for summer, okay? It gets fucking hot, baby. Light it up. Good job. Mike, our dog, what up? Mike, if you are our dog, I know you. Michael Hayes, what's up, man? Got my wings and corn chips with salsa. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not mad at you. Enjoy your life, even though that's going to give you heartburn after you eat it. Why? Because I know I ate that many years. After a bag of chips and a jar of salsa, you're going to have heartburn and your whole body is going to feel like fog. Okay, they're good going down, but there's a lot of regret afterwards. Okay, but I recognize the need for a treat. But you got to try to, as you get older, find other treats. I don't think you should discipline yourself like I did for many years, just eat raw fruits and vegetables. But when in doubt, discipline yourself and then incrementally add. But if you're young and your body can take the abuse, which I did, eat everything you want. But as you get older, if you don't start to curve your eating habits, you're not going to be mobile. You're going to be subject to that sauce and chips. It only gets harder to maintain your health as you get older. Roderick, thank you, brother, for coming in. Thank you for being a member. Roderick, thank you for your positive comments. Excellent video. Sam, thank you, brother. 2 fires. Damn it, Roderick. Thank you for your positive support. We showed up, brother. We've been on here for an hour. There's some people who didn't make a video in 10 days. That's what happens. You show up to work before you know it, day's over. And then you feel better about yourself. Some people, guys, the whole day they're trying to figure out how are they going to make the rent? How are they going to make their bills? And they run around the entire day working harder than if they just worked. Yeah, if you just check someone in Planet Fitness, if you just worked at a grocery store, if you just accepted 90% deliveries, you're working harder trying to figure out how to not to work. Why are you making your life harder? Don't be delusional. Good job. Victor, single, no kids here too. Well, you got a lot of options. But remember, you don't have to take care of anyone else, but you got to take care of yourself. Physically, financially, emotionally, etc. Good job. And if you hang around other people who are not taking care of themselves, guess what? That wears off on you. Good job. Michael, amen. Thank you. Our dog. Mike, if you are into tech music, you probably ran across me. Love. Dan, what's up, brother? Laughing. That's my girl, Erin, a.k.a. Crazy Inc., a.k.a. you can live in a van forever. But even if you don't, you got a job, you figured out you can live with less, and you have love in your heart. Erin, you're going to figure it out because you are on fire. I love you, Erin. Good to see you. Michael, laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. Michael, I can relate. Good. Mike, never been to Miami. It's very congested, but definitely would love to go. Well, it's good to visit. Not easy to live in Miami. You want to live on the outskirts of Miami, in my opinion. It's good to visit. Good to go to a bachelor party. Good to party. But very tough, very congested. I know there is great food there. Excellent food, but very congested. I'm not even going to say excellent food. I lied. The seafood was not that great. I had some calamari in fucking Miami. I was like, man, it's better calamari up north. The pizza was not that great. Food not that great. Cuban food, maybe. Some Caribbean dishes, maybe. Miami's congested. It's a lot of hype for younger people. There's economic opportunity, but it's very congested. So I recommend go a little bit north or a little bit on the outskirts. Great women. There's beautiful women, but it's a big show. Miami's a big show, guys. I did a video from South Beach. Big show, guys. Big show. Miami's a big show. If you like the show, you like Miami. Miami's beautiful, but it's a big show. When you're a little bit more chill, you get older, you don't want to be around a big show. Roger. Even the most successful people continue to work hard. Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to be punching a clock. But if you don't have the discipline at one point in your life to punch the clock, you're not going to have the discipline to live your life financially independent because you don't understand how to manage money, manage your time. That's the whole point. You're not going to get around not doing nothing in life and then figure out how. You're not going to have bad professional habits and then have all good personal habits. It's impossible because every good habit has a level of discipline, which basically means some part of you is willing to do what you don't want to do. Okay. And if you don't have that, it don't matter what you have. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of your health. You're going to lose a lot of everything. There's nowhere you can't out philosophize that. Back left comments. Roger. Even the most successful people continue to work hard. My philosophy, KRS-One. I want to tell you guys, KRS-One, I killed it. I believe he was homeless. Obviously made his money in rap. I don't know where he's been at, man. I know he got into philosophy for a while. He made money off his speaking engagements. And, last time I saw him doing YouTube videos about, what was it, Masons, when the Illuminati was out and stuff like that. I don't know. He's a good philosopher. He's got an excellent voice, like a very dramatic delivery. And look, he's a hip hop superstar. But that's the thing. Like at one point, you have a skill, but you can't do that skill forever. But if KRS has learned to manage his money and to show, at the very least, show up. Okay. So, it's like, even if you say, well, if I was an artist, musical or whatever, then I would just be happy. You still got to show up. You still got to perform. A lot of you people say you're artists. You don't show up. I don't see you don't have videos. You don't have art. You're not an artist. You're a lazy sloth dreamer. You can't be an artist and not show up at the concert. Yeah. if I pay for Nas and R. Kelly, I want to see Nas and R. Kelly. I'm not paying to see, whoever. Okay. I want to tell you this, guys. If I pay for Changing Faces, I want to say, do you mind if I stroke you up? Don't mind. All through the night. I didn't pay to see Monique give comedy. I didn't pay for the backup act. I came for the artist that's on the top of the bill. And I want to tell you, some people, guys, if you can't just show up as a security officer at the event. Okay, good job. Aldo, good stuff, man. Love your channel. I appreciate you, Aldo. And again, I know some great people work security. They work their way up. These are great people. Aaron, I threw more stuff. Oh, wait, I missed this. Oh, yeah, you look good. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel good. I've been doing good with eating a little less sugar, a little more walking, sun, fun. It's been good. Aaron, thank you. You look good, too. I can feel your spirit. I threw more stuff out. I love it. Had much in the van. Feels better. I'll tell you, once you live simple, I don't want to say it's very hard not to get complex again, but there is a discipline. But I want to tell you, it's so freeing. It's very tough for me to add something to my life. Mike, great song. Yeah, Changing Faces, killed that, man. All right, guys and girls, I've been in here for an hour. That's what happens. You show up before you know it. It's over. And I feel good about it. I hope I delivered you value, information, motivation, inspiration, and entertainment. If I did, click the thumbs up. You want to support the channel, click that blue join button. Thank you to all my members. Thank you for the gracious tips, Josh. Thank you. When you leave for the day, you don't leave and say, fuck everyone. You say, thank you. And you show up the next day. Okay. Good job. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Mike. Love and appreciation.